Hey guys, Deng Autotech here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna take you with me today to go and check on a 2003 Ford Escape. This car is bought by a friend of mine, and he wants me to go and check on certain things for him, due to the fact that he says that when he starts the car and the car is idling or he's giving it gas, the battery light blinks, and so he wants me to help him diagnose and find out what is the problem, why the battery light is blinking. However, he bought a brand new battery, replaced the old battery that he has, and the light is still flickering, it's still blinking. So I'm gonna take you with me so we go and we diagnose, find out what's the cause of the light flickering, and from there we are going to fix that car. So let's go with me, all right, to go and diagnose this 2003 Ford Escape, which is similar to the one that I'm driving right now. This is a 2005 Ford Escape. However, the one that the friend of mine bought is a 6-cylinder, and this one is a 4-cylinder. So come on, let's go with me so we go and take a look of what's going on with this car. All right, okay, we're on our way. Okay. All right, here we go. We're on our way. So based on the customer's complaint, there are a few things that I'm thinking about that when I get there we are going to check together. First of all, I'm going to check and see what type of battery, that type of battery he recently bought, because he told me he bought a brand new battery and the battery light is still flickering, it's blinking. Okay, that could be a cause, because the battery, they come with certain what you call CCA, cold cranking amp, and that is very important for car batteries, because the cold cranking amps is what the engine uses at the initial startup, because the initial startup is real hard. It's hard because the engine needs to be turned. So yes, the cold cranking amp is very important for your car. So whenever you decide to get a brand new battery for your car, make sure you ask at the parts store or AutoZone, wherever you're at, if that's the correct cold cranking amp for your car. The brand doesn't matter, even though I like Duralast batteries, the brand, it doesn't matter. Make sure you have the cold cranking amp that is required for the car, so you could still get some different batteries with the same cold cranking amp for your car, but my favorite is Duralast. It doesn't have to be yours. Some people, they prefer Interstate and some other different types of batteries. So we're going to check out and see what's going on. Another culprit could be the alternator. The alternator is the generator that recharges the battery, and if it's not putting out enough voltage, you could see flickering, or if it's putting out too much voltage, it can also flicker, because in an alternator there are some very important electrical components in an alternator. For example, a diode. You guys might not know what is a diode, but some of you might know. Okay, it's let me raise this glass up because the wind is blowing inside the car. Yeah, I guess I'm a distance away from the smoke now, so I guess I could raise my glass up and put on some AC so you can hear me better. Yes, a diode is a component inside the generator, which is the alternator, that pushes the current, the voltage. It pushes it to a certain direction, and it is built that when the energy is flowing that way, it doesn't come back. That's why it's like a funnel. It's like a funnel. It doesn't come back. That's what you call a diode. They're very important in alternators. So we'll also check something on the alternator. We'll check the battery, and another important part of this diagnosis is gonna be the wiring. Okay, the wiring. So many times people overlook wiring when time it comes to diagnosis, you know, and that's a very important part of diagnosing your vehicle. Okay, you need to check the wires and make sure all wires are connected properly. What goes to where needs to be there. Okay, so that's very, very important. I brought along with me this scan tool here. It's a Zurich scan tool. Okay, I have some more advanced level scan tool, but for this job I think this is gonna be just fine because I can do battery and alternator tests with it, and it can do emission tests. You can check for codes and everything. So this is a good scan tool that I'm using for this diagnosis here. I'm not endorsing, I am just explaining to you, my viewers, what I'm using. Okay, if Zurich see this video, well, it's up to them. Yes, yeah, so I'm gonna use that to diagnose and check what's going on to see if the alternator is putting out the proper voltage for the car, and we'll take it from there. So as soon as we get to where we're heading, then I am going to resume back the video, and we're going to do the diagnosis for the car. Okay, I'll just turn around the camera so look at the journey for a little while of how we are heading, where we are heading. Okay, so I'm in LA. I'm in beautiful LA. Okay, so all right, subscribers, let's go and do this diagnosis real quick. Okay guys, we are back, and here we are. We just arrived, and this is the car right here. It's Ford Escape XLT. Okay, so we are going to diagnose this car and find out what's the problem with the light. Okay, all right. Okay viewers, we are back. I turned off the video because, you know, the owner was inside the car, and just for respect, we turn off the video. Now this is the car. As you notice, we are videoing the dashboard, and as you can see, the TEF light is blinking. But I got to do a research because I think that's normal, you know, because that's just a signal that, you know, the key and the key and the anti-theft system is working together. I believe that's supposed to be normal. I have a car similar to this one, It's parked right over there. That's the car that I came in, and it also have the anti-theft light blinking too whenever the car is turned off. So I believe that's something normal with the car. Now let's verify the owner's complaint. Okay, so we got to turn it on this way. All right. Okay, we are back. I apologize for the pause just now. The ice cream truck was passing by. Okay, so now we are going to verify this complaint. Now we're going to turn the car on. And as you can see, the ABS light is on. The theft light stop blinks, which indicates that the computer and the ignition system is working together. The system knows that it's the right key, so hence the reason why the theft light stop blinks. So I believe that's normal right there. Okay. Okay, let's gas the car. See, it's right there. Battery light blinking. So there we go. See, so owner's complaint verify. So the next thing we're gonna do now is to go inside the hood and check the battery and see if the battery has the coil cranking amp that the car uses. So let's go inside the hood. All right, guys, we are now inside the hood of the car. As you can see, okay, let's do a visual inspection. All right. Now if you look at the battery, let's look for the CCA. It's right here. This says 550 degrees Fahrenheit, 550 coil cranking amp, and I think the specification for this car is 590. So I'm gonna recommend to replace this battery, and we're gonna do this test again and see if the symptoms go away or if it will reoccur. Okay. Okay, guys, we are here now at the O'Reilly's, and now we are going inside. New battery, Superstar. Ooh. Yeah, let us look at the okay, right here. Yeah, 590. See there? Coal cranking amps. All right, let's take our battery and see what's up. Hey guys, okay, we are back. Now we have already put in the right battery inside the car. Okay, as you can see, the coal cranking amp now is 590. The one that we took out was 550. This one is 590 coal cranking amp. Now we're going to connect it and let's see if the battery light in there will stop blink. Okay. Okay, let's first positive. All right. Then negative. Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's pause. Okay, we are going to clean the battery pole before we install it. Okay, because there's a lot of green corrosion around the battery pole, and that could have an effect. Okay, so we are going to clean it, and we have this tool here because we don't have a brush, a nylon brush or so. So this file right here will do the job. Okay, so we'll clean it with this, and also use this, what you call this Scotch Brite, right? So, like, you know. Okay, so let's do that. All right, but first, before we do that, safety first. All right, let's do this. As you can see, we have to clean all in here. Okay, so I won't have you watching me cleaning this for a minute. So we'll pause right here and we'll get back when time it's already clean. Okay, back again. All right, as you can see, before and after, right? We don't get it real perfectly clean, you know, and we don't have any solution to blow on it, but you know, it will sure make good contact now with the battery. So we are going to attach these battery poles and go inside the car and see what happened. Let's now attach the positive. Okay, and we are going to use a 8mm socket, 8mm wrench. Okay, that's nice and snug. Now we're gonna attach on the negative battery pole. Same size. Okay, we are now back inside the car, and as you can see, look right there, that's an anti-theft light, so it's blinking, which again I believe is normal. Okay, so we had already replaced the new battery, and now we are going to start the car and see what's going on. So far, all the lights, everything looks good, everything is on. Okay, now we are going to crank the car up. Let's see what happens. So far so good. The ABS light, well, we'll have to diagnose this another time, but right now we are looking at the battery light. There's nothing happening. Let the car warm up for a minute, then we'll gas it and see what happens. Okay, let's gas it up and see if the battery light will blink. Okay, the battery has been replaced and the light still blink, which means we have to take this diagnosis a little bit farther. So now what will happen is that I'll have to use the scan tool now in order to do this diagnosis and to see what's going on, because now this might be pointing towards the alternator or so. So before we condemn the alternator, we'll plug in the scan tool and then we'll check and see if the scan tool will give us any data on the diagnosis of this issue right here. Okay guys, we're back now with the scan tool attached. As you can see, okay, I'm in the live data, but I'm gonna exit that out. All right, let me go to menu. Okay, and you see right there, it's on battery and alternator test. Okay, so now we press battery and alternator. However, as you can recall, we just went to put in a new battery. We install a new battery, so it just makes sense to do the alternator test first. We could do the battery test, but let's do the alternator test first to see what would be the result. So we go down to alternator. All right, and we press okay, and it says engine needs to be running at normal temperature. To begin this test, start engine and turn on your headlights. All right. Do not perform this test on smart, alternator, hybrid, or electric vehicles. So we are good. Headlights on. Continue. Alternator test 13.7 volts. As you can see, 13.7 volts. It's building up. Increasing engine speed to 2000 RPM. And hold it there until the countdown reaches 0. Okay, let's see, to 2000 RPM. Whoa. 14.1 volts. Charging voltage within specification, which means the alternator is good. As you can see on the tool, on the scan tool, what it says: charging voltage within specification. So it passed the alternator test, and I see the battery light is not blinking anymore. So now what I'll do, I'll exit out and let me rev again. Yeah, I still see a little blink. Okay, so now let's go back to the same test on the scan tool. This time we'll do the battery test. So we'll do the battery test now. The vehicle must be prepared for battery test. Vehicle is not moving. The transmission must be in park and or neutral position. Ensure the parking brake is on. Visually inspect the battery. Then scroll down. So if damaged or corroded, replace. It's not damaged, it's not corroded. For batteries which are not sealed, no, none of that those applied to us. Battery test does not apply for, okay, so we are good. Turn the engine off, turn the key to the on position. Engine off, turn the key to the on position, turn on headlights. It's counting down, but this is gonna be a pass. Turn off headlights. Within 30 seconds, if you don't start the engine, the test cannot be performed. Okay, there we have it. Good. So now, this is getting real interesting. So, we'll have to diagnose the cause of that blinking. We'll now troubleshoot an electrical problem. Now, we're in the engine bay doing a visual inspection, and we noticed there is leak coming from the sensor. However, we had noticed that before, so we had already gotten the sensor, but it seems like probably maybe due to how moist this is, if you look at it, how moist it is all in here, it could be causing a short or something in order for the battery light to be blinking, because when I check the battery in this area, there is nothing. I don't see anything. You know, you check all the contact points, nothing that is making any kind of contact in order for it to be blinking. So the next move is to replace this right here. So we're going to disconnect this, the connector here. All right, and I think this is like a this pressure line might be maybe a 14 millimeter or a 13 millimeter wrench, and we're gonna remove this and replace it. So I'm not gonna show you the removal, I'm just gonna come back and show you the replacement. All right, as you can see, out of the wall, in with the new. Okay, but if you notice, there is a o-ring right there. So this o-ring here is very important. So make sure you notice that your new part also carries an o-ring. That's very important. But before we install, we'll get a little bit of oil and rub right around this o-ring. Then we're going to install this oil pressure sensor right here. This is an oil pressure sensor. See, out with the old, in with the new. Okay, gets all right. See, all right, oil right around, just a little bit, just a little bit. That's it right there. Okay, in with the new. Now, what we use is a 14. Earlier I said a 13 or a 14. It's a 14 millimeter wrench. Okay, and you don't really go hard. What you do, okay, you take your time, get a nice little position, and you go nice and snug. That's it. That's it right there. Clean up everything. Now we're gonna clean a little bit around here, and then we're gonna connect back everything, and then we're gonna see what else we can do. Good. Okay, now I had already installed the oil pressure sensor, and as I showed you earlier, the whole stuff, the wires, everything is messed up and gunked up with oil. And if you look in this connector here, it's full with oil. It has oil in it. However, okay, the unfortunate thing is I don't have any electrical cleaner, which is the right solution to clean electrical connectors, because it evaporates real fast, and then you don't have to wait too long in order to connect it. But however, I have this here, which is mass airflow sensor cleaner. This is only to clean mass airflow sensors, which are here. But right here is the mass airflow sensor. Okay, it's to clean the mass airflow. However, I'll use it to clean the electrical connector because it evaporates also fast. Okay, I'll just spray a little bit, amount in there, because I don't want to push anything in there to spread these terminals and make a bad connection. This will work for me for right now. And if anything, you can put your comment in the description below or whatever, or in the comments below. You can whatever, if you want to comment and say, oh, that's not gonna work, or oh, okay, I'll do the same, or whatever. Okay, this is a disclaimer. Okay, you don't have to follow me, but here we go. That's it. And now we're gonna leave this to sit for like a cool 10-15 minutes, and then we're gonna connect back everything, and after that we're gonna start the car and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, all right, as you can see now the connector look a lot different. Okay, after we clean it with the mass airflow sensor, it's a lot cleaner, and a lot better. Now we are going to attach it back, and then we are going to see what happens. There we go. All right. Okay, now we're gonna turn on the car and see what happens. Okay, I still see it blinking. It's not blinking as much as before, but I still see 1 and 2 blinks. So I think we got to scan the car and see what's going on. Probably we might need to do a reset. Yeah. It's not blinking, like it blinks twice, but that's it. I don't see blinking. Let's start slow again. Yeah. I don't see any blinking. It's not blinking. Yeah, it's not blinking. Yeah, probably those blinking was the last of it. Yeah, one more last time again. The proof is in the pudding. Let's see. I don't. It's not blinking anymore. Okay, good. All right. Now, next we are going to diagnose the ABS and so forth. But so far so good. If anything, after we take a test drive and so forth, then we are going to inform you again. All right.